NBA coaches play a crucial role in their team's success. These coaches are the masterminds behind the game, providing strategic guidance, motivating their players, and making crucial in-game decisions. In this video, we're going to name an all-time starting five for a number of the great coaches. Before we begin, I have to set a few quick rules. Obviously, each coaching starting five will contain players they actually coached as a head coach during their time in the NBA, so no assistant coaching years or Olympics will be counted. They have to be the head coach. The second rule is the player will be evaluated based on the level of skill they were alongside the coach. For example, Erik Spoelstra has coached Ray Allen, but when considering Spoelstra's starting five, I will only factor Ray's Heat days and not his peak prime with the Bucks and Supersonics. Furthermore, you don't want to get stuck in the backcourt with slow data. Mint Mobile, however, keeps you in the game. With today's partner Mint Mobile, you get great service at a great price. It's like having the Steph Curry of mobile carriers on your team, but it's more than that because they're built on the nation's largest 5G network and keeps costs low as they sell direct to you online. It's like a direct path to a championship. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any speed, data, or coverage. You can switch to Mint Mobile faster than LeBron took his talents to South Beach because thanks to their digital eSIM cards, you can sign up and activate immediately right from your phone from the comfort of your own home. You get the best of both worlds as you can keep your current device and phone number and easily switch services. You save money without any hassle. And if your phone isn't eSIM compatible, Mint will ship you a new SIM card free of charge. Switching to Mint Mobile is easier than Kevin Durant switching teams. If Mint Mobile was an NBA player, they would win MVP, Most Valuable Provider, as they have mobile plans that include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. Mint will show you how much data you use each month and recommend plans to save you money. Mint also offers a modern family plan. Unlike Big Wireless, Mint lets you set up a super affordable family plan with as little as 2 lines. You don't want to miss this slam dunk of an offer. Use my link in the description to get premium wireless starting at $15 a month at mintmobile.com/rewind. That's mintmobile.com/rewind. Thanks to Mint Mobile for partnering with this video. Let's start by getting the big one out of the way, the Phil Jackson starting five. Phil Jackson coached the Bulls from 1989 to 1998, the Lakers from 1999 to 2004, and the Lakers again from 2005 to 2011. He's had a number of other NBA positions and even played in the NBA as a player, but again, we're only focusing on his head coaching position. Phil has a total of 11 coaching rings and has coached many of the all-time greats. At point guard, we have Michael Jordan, and I know MJ mainly played shooting guard and small forward, but MJ did play some point guard for some games during his 1988-89 season, which was the final year that Doug Collins has coached him. I have other players to run the 2 and 3 spot. MJ knows how to play point guard, plus in Phil's triangle, there isn't necessarily a traditional point guard. The triangle requires all positions to pass the ball and keep it moving, so he will likely perform in a similar fashion as if he played the 2 spot. The position itself is not that important. What's important is MJ is on this starting five. At shooting guard, we have no question Kobe Bryant, who won 5 rings under Phil's coaching. I am putting Kobe at the 2 and MJ at the 1, but again, this can easily be swapped since in the triangle, there's not a lot of dribbling anyway, there's a lot of ball movement though with passing. Rest in peace to the Mamba, Kobe Bryant. The Phil Jackson small forward is easily Scottie Pippen, who won 6 rings while being coached by Phil, and even in some interviews, Phil was implying that Scottie was the better player than MJ, though these could be taken out of context easily. I don't think he's implying that Scottie is the GOAT, but Scottie does have more defensive tools. Power forward is going to be the hardest call to make. It's a close call between Pau Gasol and Dennis Rodman. These players are almost impossible to compare. One is an elite rebounder and defender, the other is an elite scorer and facilitator. In a vacuum, you would take Pau. His skill set is harder to replace, and if you were to start a franchise around one of them, you'd obviously want to build around Pau instead of building around Dennis. On the flip side, you could say this team already has so much scoring, so Dennis' abilities would be more unique. However, this team also has a ton of great defense, so the tiebreaker is who I think Phil would choose himself. I think Pau fits in the concept of the triangle better as he spaces the floor more, so for that, Pau Gasol gets this 4 spot. At center, no question, this goes to Superman Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq won 3 rings with Phil Jackson in a 3-peat alongside Kobe Bryant. This one needs no explanation. Overall, this starting 5 would be one of the best in history. Really, the only issue is a lack of 3-point shooting, but that can easily be overcome with all the two-way great defense and offense this entire team offers. This team could easily win more rings than Phil currently has. Moving on, we have another heavy hitter, the Pat Riley starting 5. Pat Riley has coached the Lakers from 1981 to 1990, the Knicks from 1991 to 1995, the Heat from 1995 to 2003, and the Heat briefly again from 2005 to 2008. There are a lot of great players to choose from off of these teams, so let's begin. At point guard, we easily got to go with Magic Johnson, who won 4 rings under Pat as his head coach. This needs no explanation. Magic is the best point guard to ever play the game. At shooting guard, we have the 3rd best shooting guard all time behind Kobe and MJ, and that's Dwayne Wade. Wade won a ring and Finals MVP in 2006 with Pat Riley as his head coach. Pat Riley's small forward is James Worthy, another Showtime Laker legend. James won a Finals MVP in 1988 with Pat as his head coach. The Patrick Riley power forward is actually Patrick. Well, not Patrick himself, but Patrick Ewing. And yes, putting him at the 4 is a bit of a stretch since he's more of a natural center, but in his early career, he did play a bit of power forward, so he clearly knows how to handle the 4 spot. Plus, our center is already kinda locked in. Pat and Pat never won a ring together, but they had many deep playoff runs, and Riley almost won a title in 1994, but Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon made that series a nightmare for the Knicks. The Pat Riley center is no question Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So to make a long story short, the Pat Riley starting 5 is pretty much the Showtime Lakers with Dwayne Wade and Patrick Ewing. This team will easily win multiple rings. The real question is, could this team beat the Phil Jackson starting 5? While we're feeling the heat, let's stay in Miami and go with the Eric Spoelstra starting 5. Spoelstra has 2 rings so far and has been coaching the Heat since 2008. The Spoelstra point guard is going to be Dwayne Wade. Wade is a natural shooting guard, but there is too much of a position logjam for this starting 5. Putting him at the 1 is the best fit on paper compared to the other options. But in reality, LeBron is likely going to be running the court as point forward, but we'll save the king for later. Wade himself did play point guard in the very early stages of his career, and he himself won 2 rings with Eric as his head coach. The Spoelstra shooting guard is Jimmy Butler, who so far did not win a ring yet, but one of his best Heat accomplishments is leading the team to the finals in 2020. There is still a chance that one day in the future he could pull it off and win a title, but only time will tell. There's no denying though he's a great two-way player. Small forward is no question LeBron James. This may have been the best version of LeBron in LeBron's career. Keyword may, but regardless, you are getting a back-to-back MVP and a back-to-back Finals MVP, another two-way great legend. Power forward, we have Chris Bosh. Now, depending how you want to position things, you could run Bosh at the 5, but Bosh is more naturally a 4 and won 2 rings within 4 trips to the finals from 2011 through 2014. At center, this is easily Bam Adebayo, but just in case anyone forgot, Shaq's Heat coach was Pat Riley, and other than that, the only real center competition would be Hassan Whiteside, who did win block champion and a rebounding champion with the Heat, but Bam has made 2 All-Star teams and 3 All-Defensive teams so far. In summary, this starting 5 is the original Miami Heat Big 3, but with the addition of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. The original Heat team went 2-2, winning 2 out of the 4 finals in their 4 finals runs. Maybe this starting 5 would have a much better record. Moving on, we have the Steve Kerr starting 5. Steve has been the head coach of the Warriors since 2014, so we're going to coast through this one. Point guard Steph Curry, shooting guard Klay Thompson, small forward Kevin Durant, power forward Draymond Green, center Andrew Bogut. You pretty much get the 2017 Warriors, but with 2015 Bogut. Easily a dynasty team. Here's another quick one, the Greg Popovich starting 5, who's been the coach of the Spurs since 1996. Point guard Tony Parker, shooting guard Manny Ginobili, small forward Kawhi Leonard, power forward Tim Duncan, center David Robinson. Pretty much the 2013 Spurs with the addition of David Robinson. Easily another dynasty. But heck, it's easy making starting 5s with coaches that have multiple rings. Let's do a coach with only 1 coaching ring so far, and that's Doc Rivers. Doc has coached the Orlando Magic from 1999 to 2003, the Celtics from 2004 to 2013, the Clippers from 2013 to 2020, and has been the 76ers head coach since 2020. He's only got 1 ring with the Celtics so far, but he's coached a ton of talent in his coaching career. Point guard is an easy choice. We're going with Chris Paul. Chris and Doc made many playoff runs, but never really broke through all the way to win a title. Regardless, this is prime Chris Paul and one of the best point guards to ever play the game. Shooting guard is a tough choice. I really want to say Ray Allen, since on paper Ray and Doc won a ring together with the Celtics, but there's just so much talent at this position, from Paul George to James Harden, but my pick is ultimately going to be Tracy McGrady. Now, if Doc coached, say, Rockets James Harden or Pacers Paul George, there would be a much different debate here, but T-Mac on the Magic was magical, pun intended. He won his first scoring title under Doc's Magic, averaging 32.1 points per game. The Doc Rivers small forward is the small forward that won Finals MVP in 2008, and that's the truth, Paul Pierce. Now, you could run Paul at the 2 and find a way to squeeze Kawhi Leonard here, because on paper, Kawhi is the better player, but the Kawhi that Doc was coaching was hardly on the court, and the Paul that Doc was coaching won a Finals MVP. Thus, Pierce gets the pick here. There are a number of great power forwards that Doc has coached, from Blake Griffin, and you can technically squeeze Grant Hill here, though he's mainly a small forward, but this choice easily goes to Kevin Garnett, who many consider the best player of that Celtics Big Three, though Paul Pierce was the face of the franchise as he was drafted by the Celtics, and Pierce again won the Finals MVP trophy, but KG's talent is undeniable. At center, we have Joel Embiid. Doc is coaching prime Joel Embiid, and there's a lot of pressure to see these two win a ring together. Will that happen? Who knows? But what I do know is that if this starting five was a real starting five, then yes, this team would easily win multiple championships. Winning one ring is one thing, but what about a great coach that hasn't won any so far? We got the Mike D'Antoni starting five. Mike has coached the Nuggets from 1998 to 1999, the Suns from 2003 to 2008, the Knicks from 2008 to 2012, the Lakers from 2012 to 2014, the 76ers from 2015 to 2016, and the Rockets from 2016 to 2020. Point guard is easily the back-to-back MVP, Steve Nash, who won MVP in 2005 and 2006 with Mike as his head coach. While Mike has coached Chris Paul, he coached Rockets Chris Paul. This is MVP Steve Nash. Shooting guard is MVP James Harden, who won MVP in 2018 with Mike as his head coach. This is an easy choice of the two. If you're wondering where Kobe is, well, he's going for small forward. At small forward, we have the Black Mamba Kobe Bryant, who played under Mike mainly in 2012, and since he did have an Achilles injury on April 12, 2013, you could hinder this choice, but still, the Mamba, when healthy, even at this age, was playing at an all-star level. He made an all-star team and averaged over 27 points per game. That is insane. Rest in peace to the legendary Kobe Bryant. At power forward, we have Carmelo Anthony. Melo played with Mike as his head coach for roughly 2 seasons, but this was part of his prime around the age of 27, where he put up roughly 24 points per game. The Mike D'Antoni center is no question Amari Stoudemire, who played for Mike on both the Suns and Knicks. He made 6 All-Star teams while playing under Mike's run-and-gun system. Mike so far has never won a ring as a head coach, and ironically, 4 of these players are currently ringless, but as a unit, I do think this is a championship caliber starting 5. And last but not least, we have the Larry Brown starting 5. Larry Brown has coached the Nuggets from 1974 to 1979, the Nets from 1981 to 1983, the Spurs from 1988 to 1992, the Clippers from 1992 to 1993, the Pacers from 1993 to 1997, the 76ers from 1997 to 2003, the Pistons from 2003 to 2005, the Knicks from 2005 to 2006, and the Bobcats from 2008 to 2010. He won a ring with the Pistons in 2004. At point guard, I have to go with the 2004 Finals MVP, Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups. Considering this was Larry's only NBA head coaching ring, the Finals MVP of said ring needs to make the starting 5. Shooting guard is an insanely close call between Allen Iverson and Reggie Miller. If Larry coached the Reggie that ran to the finals, he could have had a stronger argument, but Larry had peak MVP prime Allen Iverson, who led that team all the way to a finals. Both of those guys lost their finals, but still it's a tough call. I'm going with Allen Iverson at the 2. At small forward, we're going with David Thompson, who made 4 All-Star teams under Larry's belt and averaged over 27 points per game in his best Larry scoring season. He's also a 2-time All-NBA player and a Hall of Fame player. Power forward is a really close call between Dan Issel and Ben Wallace. Dan is clearly the better offensive talent, but most of his All-Star appearances were in the ABA. Ben is easily the better defender, made multiple All-Star teams, and won a ring with Larry, so for that he gets the edge here. Center, without question, goes to David Robinson. While David only played roughly 3 seasons with Larry, these were easily 3 All-Star seasons, and he put up roughly 24.4 points per game, won a block champ, putting up an insane 4.5 blocks per game, and a rebounding champ, grabbing 13 rebounds per game. Overall, this starting 5 has MVP caliber talent, leadership, and great two-way play. This starting 5 can easily win a title or 2, or maybe even a few more. So here were some of the great NBA coaches' all-time starting 5s. Let me know which starting 5 you think is the best, and if you want to see me break down more coaching starting 5s in the future. Don't forget to dunk on that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Rebound Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.